Day 4, we'd spent the night at Denali Fireside B&B on the outskirts of Talkeetna. I showed this especially to contrast where we'll be spending tonight. Early this morning, Vicky got a picture of this lady setting out on her raft, but our real mission was to go to Denali. On this baby right here. Vicky is fired up and ready to go with the glacier boots they supply. Can you tell she's trying to look happy while really she's about to pass out? But the rest of us are all ready to go. Except for that little girl. So we speed down the runway and get airborne. We're still about 60 miles from Denali, so we pass over a lot of landscape. This is a braided river, which is typical of glacier-fed rivers. Soon the flatlands give way to the giant Alaska Range. As we turn, I see Denali come into view. At this point, Denali's out the window on the other side. So what happens is, we were supposed to loop around the mountain, but the backside of the mountain was covered in cloud. So the pilot said, I'm going to play it safe and turn around and we'll loop around the front of the mountain. And that's when Denali comes into view for me. We are flying several thousand feet below the summit. Those snowballs are bigger than houses. It's hard to judge because you don't have a house up there to compare it to, but you'll have something shortly because I'm going to zoom in on 3 climbers. About 1,000 people try to make it to the top of Denali every year, and only about half make it. The first step is the arrival by plane to base camp at 11,000 feet, which I'll show you in a bit. Then there's another so-called camp at 17,000 feet, basically just in the middle of the snow. These 3 climbers have left that camp and are headed for the summit. Can you see them? There they are. Now here's base camp at 11,000 feet. That C shape is where the planes land and then turn around, and then the camp is below that C. And just to show, these are the skis that are on our plane. And here's where we go to land on the glacier. You can see there are a couple planes already there. And here's our glacier landing.
What are you nervous about? You got the best looking pilot in the bunch. I'm telling you.
I don't know, lady on the glacier maybe.
It's all right, come on down, young lady. There you go.
I know, right? Well, I was looking at all
get a
those
photograph
like,
with you while you're
things. It's like,
Yeah.
how could we land
I'll
on
have to
our
confiscate it though later under the Federal Witness Protection Program. So here's the rule: if you hit me or the airplane with a snowball, you get left behind. Okay. And
So there's this other plane coming in, and what I love is that there's this 60-year-old guy who's standing by me who just cracks up loving it.
all right, folks.
And he does it on the takeoff too. I love it.
That's so cool.
And now it's our turn to take off. I can't remember if it's ice water or melted water, but on top of the glacier there it has an amazing blue color. So we made our way back to Talkeetna and had a perfect landing.